All right, let's talk about something called the Agentic Planning Protocol. It's a whole new way to think about curriculum design. Look, if you've ever felt like you're just stuck in that endless loop of AI prompts, getting nowhere, well, this is the workflow that's going to change everything for you. Okay, so if you've ever tried using AI for lesson planning, you know the pain, right? It's just prompt, reprompt, get some generic answer, and I mean, after 17 tries, you're left with a pretty mediocre lesson. But the new way? Totally different. It's a 4-phase pipeline that can get you a complete, evidence-based unit in just 5 to 7 days. I mean, the difference is just staggering. And you know, this really gets to the heart of the whole issue. Here's the thing. Most teachers aren't failing with AI. They're failing with workflow design. It's not about chasing that one perfect prompt. It's about building a much, much better system. So, this brings us to a really fundamental shift in how we think about this stuff. We're moving away from just simple one-off requests and towards a totally cohesive system. Look, the future is not about writing better prompts. It's all about orchestration. We're basically going from having a simple linear chat with a bot to conducting a whole symphony of specialized AI agents all working together. So, what does that even mean, orchestration? Well, think of it like this. It's a huge shift from that old reactive model, where AIs just predicted the next word. Now we're moving to a proactive model where specialized agents can actually think, plan, and execute tasks in a logical sequence. It's a game changer. Okay, and this brings us right to the core of what we're talking about today, the actionable 4-phase protocol that makes all this possible. This is your new system for designing curriculum. All right, here it is, the Agentic Planning Protocol. It's a 4-step workflow, and it's designed to take you all the way from just a rough idea to a fully polished unit. So we start with deep research, then we move to logical sequencing. After that, we get into interactive creation, and we finish it all off with collaborative refinement. And the key thing here, each phase uses a specialist AI that's perfectly suited for that one specific task. And what's so cool about this is the framing. I want you to think of each AI model as a specialist on your team. You've got a researcher, a strategist, a creative designer, and you're the editor-in-chief. You're the one directing the entire project. Okay, let's dive into phase 1, research. So the old problem, right? We were all building units on these generic, often outdated summaries from AI. The solution here is a dedicated research agent. We're talking about something that generates a massive 20 to 50-page report that's not just evidence-based, but, and this is so important, it's culturally grounded for your specific students. So once you have all that amazing research, you move on to phase 2, sequencing. Now, instead of just guessing the lesson order, you've got a specialized reasoning model that creates a pedagogically sound sequence for you. This is where you get what's called defensible design. The AI literally shows you its logic, so you can stand behind it and explain exactly why one lesson follows another. No more guesswork. All right, next up, phase 3, interactivity. This is where it gets really fun. Forget paying for a bunch of expensive apps or just handing out boring old worksheets. With these new creative AI tools, you can just describe a game or a quiz in plain English and boom, it generates a playable, interactive learning object right there on the spot. And finally, phase 4. This one solves that super frustrating regenerate and discard loop. We've all been there. But now, using a collaborative AI interface, you're not telling the AI to just start over. No, you're co-editing on the same document. You just highlight a section and give a command like, hey, make this simpler, or add 3 examples right here. And the change happens instantly, exactly where you want it. So here's the bottom line, the most crucial point of all of this. The winner isn't going to be the person who finds the one best AI model. The winner is the teacher who learns how to chain these different specialized systems together into one powerful, cohesive workflow. Okay, so I know what you might be thinking. A system like this, what about control? And that's a really important point. But let me be clear, this whole protocol is about amplification, not automation. The teacher absolutely remains in the driver's seat. So what does this actually look like in a real week? Let's map it out. Monday, you kick things off, submit your research prompt. Tuesday, that deep dive report is ready, so you're reviewing it and planning your sequence. Wednesday is for all the fun stuff, creating those interactive materials. Thursday, you're co-editing and refining your passages and assessments. And then Friday, you're compiling the final unit. Think about that. A process that could have taken weeks of painful work is now done in 5 focused days. And remember, at every single stage, you are the gatekeeper. You decide what to research. You review and you approve the quality of that research. You are the one who determines the curriculum parameters. And you refine and approve every single piece of material before it ever reaches a student. This right here is the key takeaway. This is not automation trying to replace the teacher. It is amplification with clear human approval gates at every single critical step. It leverages your professional judgment. It doesn't replace it. So look, this protocol is already incredibly powerful right now, but believe me, it is only going to get better. So let's take a quick peek at what's on the horizon for 2026 and beyond. Pretty soon, you're going to see features like analytics for all those interactive games you create. You'll get direct Google Docs integration and even visual diagrams of the AI's reasoning. And by the end of the year, you can probably expect things like real-time collaborative editing with your colleagues and even automated cultural audits on your materials. It's going to be wild. And that brings us to the end of this breakdown. You know, this protocol really is a fundamental shift in how we can design powerful learning experiences. So I want to leave you with a question. As you think about your own workflow, which of these 4 phases, is it research, sequencing, interactivity, or refinement? Which one is your biggest bottleneck right now? Think about it.